First thing to do before starting the car, the initial procedure in starting the car, is to plug in the oil heater, which is this yellow plug. There's a gauge back in here behind the B-post that shows the oil temperature for the tank that's back here that's full of oil. You want to bring this gauge up to roughly 200 degrees, and then you'll have to prime the engine, and the idea is to get heat into the engine. So you heat this up to about 200. We'll prime the oil pump on the motor. You come up here to the oil pump, which is right here below the power steering pump, and take the belt off. Slide the belt off, and then you'll actually put a drill, 90-degree drill on the pump, and you want to turn it, looking at the front of the motor, you want to turn it clockwise, and spin it with the drill a good few minutes, and essentially you'll actually feel everything up here. All the hoses up here start to get warm as it pulls the hot oil up here, and then prime it for a few minutes. You go back and check the oil tank heater temperature, oil tank temperature, and the temperature on the oil on the dash, which reads the motor temperature, and kind of see how close the two are. Like I say, essentially you want to get the oil temperature in the motor up over 100 degrees and the tank up around 200 before starting. So you'll have to prime it a couple times probably to do that. And then once you get the motor up over 100 degrees, you can put the oil pump belt back on the oil pump, and it'll be ready to start. So one other note on starting, this is a fuel-injected car, so essentially you don't pump the gas, but if it doesn't start with no throttle, you can just crack the throttle a little bit and hold it. If you start pumping the gas while it's turning over, it kind of messes up the computer. So if you just crack it a little bit and hold it open, a lot of times it'll fire up just fine. Sometimes it'll start without even touching the throttle. If for some reason you think you've got it flooded or loaded up in some way, if you hold the gas all the way to the floor, that'll tell the computer to shut the fuel completely off, kind of like you would in an older carbureted engine, and it'll shut the fuel completely off. You can turn it over a few times and then let off the gas and start over again.